Oh, that was the dumbest intro I've ever done. Alright guys, welcome to another CLEP school video. Today, actually, we're gonna do something very edgy, which is film with a quality camera. I think the big thing is that I've never really talked about DSST tests, and I think a lot of people out there are they're wondering what those are. Well, look no further than me. Yeah, I'm filming this on my iPhone. I know from my comedy channel, which all of you should check out, and you should also check out my book, by the way. So a DSST test is a CLEP test, but harder. People are like, well, then why would I take it then? Well, the person who talks like that, the reason why you would take it is because CLEP tests are for base courses and DSST tests are for specific courses. So for those of you who don't know how college works, you have freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, okay? Your freshman and your sophomore year, typically in the United States, you're going to do things along the lines of basic courses, so introduction courses, 101, 102, or psychology 101, as opposed to abnormal psychology or something like that. Those are considered base courses, and they tend to be more generalized. If you don't know exactly what degree you want to do yet, you do all of these first, and then you start heading towards your degree. Now, DSST, I'll leave the link in the description to how to get to their site. They are probably better. Personally, when I took them, I found them to be easier than CLEP exams, but the reason I say this is also because I like the subject material more. So when I was taking a US History 1 course for CLEP, it was so generic that you kind of had to just study this broad spectrum of things, whereas if you take one on the DSST on the Vietnam War, it's very specific and it just talks about this one war, which I mean a lot happened in. And don't worry to all you hippies out there, I'm not advocating for the Vietnam War, I'm just advocating for the test on the Vietnam War. Basically, you want to get into the specific courses. Now, they're graded actually, I think, easier. With a CLEP test, you have 5 multiple choice answers, whereas with DSST, you have 4. Your chances getting a random one right went from 20% to 25%, which, I mean, that's a big jump-ish. The only difference is that the sitting fee, I think, is $5 more, which is like nothing. You test out in the same way. It's 3 credit hours. I think all of them are actually 3 credit hours, whereas CLEP, you have some that are 6 and some that are 12 as well. They're easier. They're all multiple choice as well. To study these, it's not just you want to use study.com, you also want to use other things as well. So when I did it, I used study.com. I used a lot of documentaries from the library. So I took one on the Vietnam War, one on the world religion, substance abuse, different. The substance abuse one, I believe I did only with study.com. Pretty much in my free time, all I do is like really hard drugs, like the meth, the heroin, cocaine. Look into that. Definitely when you study with documentaries as well as study.com, especially for these tests, because they are so much more in depth. Can't study generic material. Just make sure you are aware of that. Take as many documentaries from the library that you can. YouTube also has a tremendous amount of documentaries on the subjects. So yeah, that's all I can recommend to you guys. I can also make DSST playlists as well if you would like. Also, I mentioned DSST tests in my book, the 1-year diploma, right? Somewhere, wherever I decide to put it. By me, of course, the greatest author on this planet. So yeah, go check out that book. I also am currently doing a comedy channel that if you haven't seen in my past videos, I've mentioned it a few times, but that is where kind of my true passion lies in life. And if you find me like even somewhat entertaining, which I find myself very entertaining, this is all improv, by the way. I kind of just put my camera down and was like, let's film this. Yeah, go check out my comedy channel. I leave it at the end of the video, pretty typically. Check out my book. Link is in the description for that as well. Like, subscribe, and go check out DSST tests, guys. Especially if you've done a lot of CLEPs already and you feel comfortable. Definitely do CLEPs before you do DSSTs. Just a recommendation because it's more generic versus more specific. So, yeah. Bye.